Coming to you today from the top of Sam's ProMaster van. And I want to talk about the roof cutouts that we all put up here for fans and air conditioners. I do it pretty conventionally with a couple of tweaks of my own where it's hot. I'm using the gasket that's sold over at Heinz, the DIY van. It's an excellent product. It fits perfectly, whether you have a Sprinter, a ProMaster. I don't know if these are CNC'd or 3D printed. Anyway, he recommends you use a window weld, JB window weld, as an adhesive. I don't do that. I use 3M 5200, which is a very, very strong adhesive. It's considered permanent. It's waterproof. You can actually apply it underwater. You can literally fix a hole in your hull underwater. A hole in your hull. A hole in your hull. So what I do is I clean the area and then I tape it off, okay? Blue painter's tape. I leave a 1/4 inch reveal. Slather my 5200 on the gasket, set it down in place, okay? Then I come back with more 5200 and I add a fillet all the way around, 4 sides. And I finger it in real nice so that it's in those valleys and those hills and valleys. It's sealed in there real good, right? Then I peel the tape off. So it leaves you with a nice, clean, neat job. Then I put that piece of wood down like you saw with the weight sandbags, and that is evenly distributed weight. 3M 5200 takes 72 hours to cure. I let it go a week, sometimes 2 weeks. So you have to plan ahead. I want it to fully cure before I go to this next step because I'm sealing it in this next step. So it sits up here with the board and the sandbags and I go on and do other things. So now you can see this thing. This is virtually done. This is ready to go. It's not going to leak. It's completely 3M sealed underneath and there's a full 3M fillet all the way around. But the next step for me now is, again, clean the area thoroughly, and I'm going to use, this is called 4-inch RV roof tape, roof repair tape, okay? This stuff is incredible. What a product this is. You have to store it like this. If I laid this down on the wood, it's stuck. I won't be able to get it up. I won't be able to get the tape up. Anyway, I cut a piece of tape about a little longer than each of the 4 sides. Now there is a very specific order in which you put this down according to the rain and the wind coming through. It's like flashing. But what I'm doing here, by adding this, I'm putting this tape on top of the gasket, okay? And then I work it down to the van 4 ways, right? And what I do with this, I apply it, then I use a heat gun to soften it up, and then I roll it in place. And what this is doing basically is we've just built up a hill to our gasket. There's no way you're going to get any leaks coming in from these seams because we've now built, now everything's up on a hill. Your air conditioner, your fan, it's up on a hill, and these act as nice little, you know what I'm saying? For the time being, whenever I am working up on the roof of a van, this is how I like to do it. I'll lay a blanket down first, preferably onto a clean roof. I wouldn't want to lay it on any dirt because then you're just kind of making your own homemade sandpaper here. So lay these blankets on a clean roof, and then I put 3/4 inch plywood down. And the reason for that is it spreads the load of my weight while I'm up here. These van roofs are pretty flimsy, and unless you're standing on one of the cross members or sitting on one of the cross members, there's a chance you could dent the roof. So that's why I do this, so I don't have to worry about it. Spread the load. So make sure you get this area really clean. Go out at least 6 inches and get everything clean and dry, okay? It's gotta be dry because the next step is gonna seal it in. So you're nice and clean and dry. Now there's a specific order into how you put in these strips around the edge. That's the front of the van. I'm sitting aft of this opening. So you start by putting one along the back. okay? Then you do the sides, all right? As long as you have some overlap, you're good. Then you do the front piece. Okay, it should be done in that order. And the reason for that is, think about the rain, the weather, the wind coming from the front of the van as you drive. You're letting it pass over a seam, over a seam. If you did it the other way, it could work its way in under that seam because you're exposing the seam to the weather. Capiche? You see what I'm saying? You don't want that weather coming into the seam. This is like flashing. But look at what happens now. You got this right up to the edge of your gasket, right? And then you work it down into the hills and valleys. The adhesive is incredible. And if you need to use a heat gun, you can stretch it and you can, it's very malleable. You can work with it. But you got to do it once because it's not coming up. It does not come up. And this is it. Now, what you got, see, when this is all nice and tight, you got a hill, you got a sealed hill, a rise that you can put that air conditioner on. No worries, no leaks. You get to enjoy your trip.